Everybody, let me show you what I got going on tonight. I have a MacBook Air. A is an Apple 2179. Came in because when we would disconnect it, when the customer would disconnect it from power, it would just run a few minutes and it would just shut down. Battery did not say service. Battery said normal. And also it would show, 40%, 50%, 60%. But it would just die out. So I already took the back cover off. I tested it myself and it did the same exact thing. But as you can see, when I took this back cover off, bam, it popped right off. You can see this cell right here. You can tell that thing is like enlarged, right, compared to this side, right, flat. This one, fat. So we got the new battery in, and we're gonna just do the full repair. Should probably take less than should take less than an hour. Let's see what we got. Do I got my tools ready? I don't got my tools ready. All right, we got a good view there. Yeah, we're in the middle. So let's start by disconnecting the battery. So I recently did a, I don't know, 1708, 1709 battery, which was all glued. This one is going to be a little bit easier. This one does have some double-sided tape. Definitely, it's going to be a little bit easier repair. And every time I say that, we always get a monkey wrench. So I should not say that anymore. Actually, that little cover, we already have that. Let's get started. What do we got there? Those are T5s. These speakers need to be disconnected. That's not a T5. That's going to be a T. T4 or 3. I can't tell if that is a T or a pendulum. Verify it. Yeah, so that was a T3. Disconnect the speaker. Basically, these connectors just pop up. Well, this is supposed to have some double-sided tape, I believe, on the back. So that just came right off. I believe these, maybe not. I thought these had some type of tape holding them down. Yeah, according to YouFixit, they're supposed to have a little double-sided tape. So maybe somebody worked on it. Interesting. Yeah, they show us to have a little adhesive down here. This one didn't. What do we got here? Is that a 3? I think same thing, yeah. Little T3 right there. And then this battery, exactly, it's supposed to have some pull tabs. Visible pull tabs, which I don't see. Right down here. So I wonder if maybe this device, oh yeah, this battery is an aftermarket battery. You can see it's got a little, sticker there. It doesn't say Apple, so it's an aftermarket battery. Oh, interesting. It's an aftermarket battery, just the same vendor that I'm replacing it with, Mobile Centrics. Wonder how long ago it got replaced. So let's see, this might just pop off if they didn't put anything. Oh yeah, there's something down there. They may have just used straight up double-sided tape. And of course, if they did that, then it just makes it a little more difficult. What did they use? So this comes up with this metal piece. So normally you would have these little pull tabs and you would pull them out and it'd pop out and they'd probably be already loose. But this already got worked on. So sometimes when somebody works on it before, if you don't put double-sided tape, if you don't put pull tabs, then whoever comes next is going to have fun trying to yank these out. I just want to see what, I don't know what this is. Put a little alcohol there to try to loosen up whatever it's like a So yeah, sometimes you run into something that's been pre-worked on and things are gonna take a little twist. And there you just use a little ingenuity. Yeah, it looks like they just put some double-sided tape. Let's see. Yeah. So let's see if we can just get right in there. Here, since we have this metal, the battery's got a metal backing on it. So I'm gonna see if I can get this in there to just get it. It looks like it's adhered like darn good. What the heck? I'm like, whoever did it did a good job. Too good. Let's see. Actually, let's do. Yeah, you wouldn't want to do this on a bare battery. You know, metal just kind of prying in there. But again, like I said, you'll see the. Let me show you the new battery, right? So, see how the new battery, you know, there's a metal plate on the back. So we're not prying up against the battery itself. We're prying up against this metal plate. So we got it going over here. It's like once you start getting it going, you know, it starts getting easier. There you go. But yeah, the pull tabs are so much easier than just a straight up double-sided tape. And then here there's basically like three strips there. There's like these three columns on the actual computer, and then the strips go on there. Yeah, so this is actually a good way. So we just go on plastic, and this is nice and long, goes all the way back. Hopefully they didn't put too much tape in that middle there. Yeah, there's nothing in the middle actually. Good. Alright, so we got that side. Like if you've seen, like I've mentioned in other videos, you don't want to manhandle these batteries. You know, you don't want to bend them or anything like that. So just, you know, keep working nice and slow. Let the alcohol loosen everything up, but you don't want to, you know, bend the battery and just rip it off. Right. They will catch fire and stuff like that. We've had a couple batteries. We had a Mac battery one time. It didn't catch fire, but it started smoking. I mean, it got like almost red hot and started smoking. We had to take the computer out of the store. Luckily, these things are metal and there was no damage. It would have been a plastic laptop, it would have melted. We've had phones, you know, burn our benches from a bad battery. So you can see you got like these 3 bumps, and then that's what they did there. They put the double-sided tape, which that's pretty normal. You know, these have the screws, so you know they're adhered down anyways. This battery actually came with pull tabs. So let's see. There you go. Let the alcohol do the work. Remember, the alcohol has got to be 99%. You can't use a regular 70%. Because you'll have problems with the electronics. So it's pretty good there. And what we'll do we'll test this out first, make sure it's good, even though it's 99%, but your option if you want to test yours or not. In this case, his battery was blown up anyways. But either way, if you don't want to, if you tested before, even if you've got to remove it, at least, you don't get it, glued down and unglued and stuff like that. Maybe you have more issues if you got to return it. So, yeah, these are pretty cool. I don't know why so many. Oh, well, I guess we'll have some extras because these are not like made for. Yeah, I guess the size is right. Yeah. So we'll be using those. Yeah, let's test this out first. Yeah, because the speaker. Yeah, the speaker's the top one. Just hold it down right there. Okay. So those screws go directly to the plate. Let's see if it'll turn on. Usually you got to provide power once the battery's disconnected for it to turn on. Yeah, so these first two little screws on the battery that we took off, basically they go right to the plate, so you don't really need them off. So I'll leave those two. We got it coming on. No chime, no nothing. We don't have the speakers on. So it's going into recovery assistant, maybe probably because since it shut down improperly, probably due to that. So we'll restart it again. Okay, and 66%. Let's just log in. And here, just going to check, make sure it's charging, that it reports normal. Should show it one time, one cycle. Let disconnect it, make sure it doesn't turn off. Let's do that. So we'll go about this Mac. Still booting up some of the startup programs. So we're going there, we're going more info. Here we're going, I think we're just going to put battery, because okay, system report, go down to the bottom. Well, on this here, this is, what is this, Malibu? Ventura? Yeah. System report, power. Alright, we'll take a look there. Your battery should be coming up at the top. It should say health information, cycle count 1, condition, service. Interesting. Let's give it a restart. Let's give it a restart. It's saying service. I could have sworn that it wasn't even saying service before. Fans going super high. Sometimes when you don't connect components, you'll get that super high fan. And I don't have the speakers on, but I can't imagine that it's giving me the high speed fans because of no speakers. Could be. It is giving me service recommended. Now that's not good. First time I see that, right? So you know, like I said, test your test your devices. Maybe just gonna take a little while. I'm gonna reconnect it to power, let it charge up and stuff, and see if that message goes away. So I'm gonna let that charge for a while. I'm also gonna just do a quick Google search and see if something comes up. Like I said, normally, you know, you put it in and it just works and that's it. And the message goes away instantly. So let's do a shutdown. And I am getting that high fan. I don't like that high fan. I'm gonna have to take a look here also at the connection and make sure. Well, one of the things you saw there where I used the tweezers is you want to get that connection going straight in to make sure you don't hurt any of the pins there. Let's actually take a look at that. Everything looks good. You want to take a look at the pins in there, make sure everything is straight. When you're putting this in, you got to be careful, make sure it goes straight in. You know, don't let it twist up on you, because then you may have issues. You don't want to, if you bend one, and also if you're putting this in and you feel it, you know, too hard, you know, be cautious. You don't want to, you know, bend those pins. So it's in all the way, smooth. I don't think the speakers can cause this, but now we did a shutdown and a restart. Let's see what happens. Oh, yeah, I disconnected the battery, so I'm expecting it to turn on because we already did, but we disconnected the battery again, so you gotta apply power. So bottom line, as far as the repair, that was pretty much it. We're gonna do, you're either gonna do, if you don't have the pull tabs, one little strip double-sided tape on each of these, one on this side here, same thing. On the speakers on this bottom part, it should have, you could put a little tiny tape, just basically you might have some movement there possibly, because it does come with some tape there. And now seeing that the battery got changed, that's why we didn't see the pull tabs there. Yeah, so we still got the service recommended. So I'm going to pause the video. I'm going to let it charge. Also, I'm going to go online and see if there's anything going on with these new operating systems. Maybe it's a little bit different. Maybe it does require a full, cycle charging for it to clear up the message. And then I'll follow up and finish it off. Hey everybody, give you an update on the this MacBook Air. Which, remember, we were changing the battery, and the battery said service. So let me give it one last check here. Yeah. So to update you here on this, change the battery. It says recommend service. I charged it, discharged it. I did that several times, so it goes through the whole motions and checks. And same thing, still said service. I did a SMC reset, which on this is just basically disconnect the battery, hold the power button down. Same thing. I tested with another operating system, booted to an external OS. Same thing, gave me service recommended. I ran the Mac or the Apple diagnostic, which is booted up, hold down the D key, ran through the diagnostic came back clean, didn't detect any problems. So I thought maybe running through the diagnostic is going to check, the battery, the charging, and then maybe that kind of resets that message. Did not. Also check the pins in the charge port connection. There's I don't know, 5-6 pins there. Make sure they're all, one of them didn't get bent or anything like that. They're all fine. So I said maybe we got a bad battery. That could also happen. So I ordered another battery from another vendor. I didn't want to get it from the same vendor in case, if they buy a batch and then you got a bad batch and the other one says the same thing, now you don't know really if it's the battery or the batch. That's happened, actually happened recently with screens. I ordered a screen, the touch was bad, or another screen from another vendor, but when the box came in it had the same label, same marking, so I knew it was from the same batch and the same vendor, and it was bad too. So tested the new battery from a different vendor, and same thing. So pretty much have exhausted every scenario, as far as on my end that I'm aware of. If you guys got any other ways to try to resolve that, hit me up in the comments. So also I tested to see how long the battery is lasting, and I ran a YouTube and it lasted for about 6 hours. So non-stop. So I would say that's that's a fair time frame for the battery, and everything checks out. It's reporting the charges, how many cycles. So it's not like it doesn't read anything from the battery. When I go to the system report, it's probably 4 now. It was 3. Okay, we're still at 3. So 3 cycle counts, gives me all the info, serial number. It reads the capacity find. So it's gonna be, I'm just gonna call it a repair, and everything's working fine. You just couldn't get rid of that message. So remember, I had told you about, we had put it in, we didn't glue it down, because you never know, right, if you got to take it back out. So that's a perfect example of why to do that. So since we got no other option, we are going to glue it down now and finish off the repair. I had even connected the speakers just in some crazy case that the speaker was, giving us the problem. Of course, it wasn't. Or, sensing that the speakers weren't installed. Could it interfere with the, with the checks? No. So here we're just gonna, lift the battery up and put the adhesive, which we did not do. And we didn't put the adhesive on this speaker either. Not that this really needs much adhesive, frankly, because you got, it's screwed down right there, but I guess you got this little play right there. So let's see, this is what came in. That's a lot of tabs. This is probably for the speaker. It's a little bit longer. Yeah. Probably, yeah. You could put 2 there. I don't know if it's going to need the 2. And then this, I guess it's 1 for each of those. Let's try this out, see how this works out. I'm just going to put 1 on each of these. I don't know, is that far enough out? That one might not be far enough out. All right, so we got little sticker there. I don't know if I don't think it matters if you leave it this way or the other way. Yeah, so this little tab is just going to stick to the bottom. Pretty good, yeah. Yep. Give it a little press, a little press, a little press. 1, 2, and 3. We're doing the little crooked. Align it. Align it a little better before dropping it. This one, the alignment's a little off. And then here, I'm going to use one of these. Just going to use one. On the speaker. Oops. Doesn't need much to hold it down. It's got a screw, but I guess that, you know, so it's not moving around too much, or maybe even making an issue with the sound. Could be. Pop those in. Oh, we got this one here. I don't think. Might be. Quick check. That's pretty much it. The rest are the back cover screws. I'm going to get this in straight in. Click. And it feels solid going in. It even has a little click to it. So, seems good. And that's going to be a wrap. The only thing left is, boom, put the back cover. And we couldn't resolve the service battery message. That's what's going on right here, right now at PC 911.